friend. I'm glad you're here. I'm Susan. Welcome to Dancing Water, and this is your Dancing Water daily practice. Today, Dharma Dance Swirl, which is a balance between choreographed, some simple, mindful movement that I'll offer, and then an opening uh, music that you can use and move in a way that either plays with the patterns that we did together or lets them go all together. I sometimes call Dharma dance a balance between body as student, in which we learn ways of moving that we might not do on our own, ways of breaking pattern and habit, and body as teacher, when we let the body lead and follow impulse, sensation, imagination. So finding this balance in Dharma dance, that's what we're after today. And as always, this is movement that is designed for you and for you to use in a way that feels just right. There is no getting it right or getting it wrong. This is about suspending that kind of thinking and in place of it, allowing yourself to trust your own sensation and the possibilities that arise for you. I would love to hear all about it. So we'll talk about that at the end, about how to reach out to me. For now, I'd like to anchor our movement and attention on today are the words sink and rise, the sensations of sink and rise. Yesterday I had a conversation with my sister who is in physical separation, isolation on her birthday with her 3 kids and a dog and her husband. And we were talking about the up and down of living. And I think it's always been present. I know it has been for me. This sense of cresting and falling and floating and sinking, and I feel it in my body, I feel it in my heart, I feel it in my mind for sure, but it feels so pronounced right now. And my invitation is to notice the benefits, notice what it feels like when we move in this way, when we sink and float with our bodies, but also cultivating the willingness to be with the sensation of up and down, right? We are so culturalized and programmed that when we feel really up, to kind of bring ourselves down. And when we feel down, to really bring ourselves up. And to try to not be in the sink and the float, right? So part of this practice, part of what I'm inviting is allowing ourselves the tolerance, the willingness to be with all of it. Okay? A quote here that I came across from Leonardo da Vinci, of all fellows. It says, "The air moves like a river and carries the clouds with it, just as running water carries all the things that float upon it." And this is the invitation of Dharma dance, is to let the music and let the choreography, the form, be the current of air or the current of water, and then let you be the clouds or the leaves or the flower petals that are floating, right? So can you ride on the waves of what's happening around you? All right? Sound good? Okay. Here we go. All right. So find a spot in your space. Feel your feet. And let your feet sink. So it doesn't matter how you take your feet, how wide they are, how close they are, whatever you choose, just let them sink. Sink. crown of your head sink. And let your shoulders float. Right here, let your shoulders circle, float, and sink. See if you can relax your jaw, friends. And let your palms float. As if they were riding on that air current. Then let them sink, as if they were smooth stones falling in water. Palms float. And palms sink. One more time. Feel the float. Maybe adjust your feet just to see if it feels any different. Let your feet sink, let your palms float, and then let your palms sink. And gently find your way to some kind of float. And let your feet come together, friends. Stepping out with your left heel out and float. With your right out. Float. Sink your foot down, in and out. Let your shoulder sink and float. Breathe a little more. Times. Last time. And from a wide stance, step back with your left foot. Tailbone sinks and floats. Get ready to take it with the right foot back. Sink and float. Relax your eyes, let your eyelids sink and float with every blink. Come back and let yourself sink and float in your own way. Taking your attention off of me and putting it on your own body, your own sensation of sinking and floating. Moving around the space, sinking and floating. Noticing sensation, maybe not noticing that I'm going to make an adjustment on the computer. Noticing what parts of your body are sinking and floating. So, your body was designed to have these two energies happening all the time. And they are interdependent. Without the sync, there would be no float. And without the float, there would be no sync. Feeling what it feels like in your body, your mind. What would it feel like when your heart sings? When your heart floats? Experiment with parts of your body that maybe you didn't feel at first. Just started to move. Just what happens if you let your waist float, or your low back, or your knee. It doesn't matter what it looks like. This is not about what it looks like. This is about riding on the inevitable human sensations of sinking and floating. All right, and then just finding your feet at center. Let's do a little more body as student. Let's start with our left foot. We're going to step into the corners. The left foot, front left corner here, out, and then back left corner. Again. Yeah, just feeling the diagonal. Let your heels sink down without dropping it. Beautiful. And then come together, feet together, and float. Like bubbles floating to the surface. A little lightness in your heels. Yeah. And get your right foot ready. Stepping into the corners. Here we go. Heel leads it here. Sink it down. Use your hand in an intentional way. You can scoop under like you're scooping water up. Can you breathe a little more? Shoulders, heart. 2 more. 1 and 2. Come center and bubble. A little rhythmic bubble from the base. All right, left foot into the corner here. Little bubble and right. Bubble. Whoop. Can you get a little lower? Side body. use the repetition to go deeper. Good, relaxing your face. Under you, somewhere, right there. Yeah, let the air move you. Good, last time. And cross behind with the left foot over and light feet, bubbly feet. Yeah. Rise at the same time. Last time right. And come center and pause. Pause and feel. Just notice what is arising in your body right now. And you can take those patterns if you like. You can take those patterns and play with them here in another piece of music. See if that feels a little different. Float and sink. And then you can also play with switching it up, right? You can play with float. Float and sink. Float. Float. Finding the float that comes from the sink. Good, one more each side. Good, now cross behind. It's another part of that last song. See if you can use that movement in a different way. Experimenting, letting your body teach you something. And at some point, that may mean completely letting go of the form and letting yourself ride on sound, sensation. Simply observing, witnessing. What parts of you are sinking and floating? Happening in your hands, in your feet, your eyes. Yeah, beautiful. And then just feeling your feet and legs. So really let your feet and legs feel that sink in, support. Really let yourself come down, sink. Yeah. Now both feet here, both feet solid. Scoop deep, scoop deep. Sink in. Now cross in front and let it go. Let it float. Yeah, imagine the bones of your hands expanding, floating away from your wrist. Get ready to sink. Come on, big scoop. Do this movement, investigating the sensation of sinking. Oh, yeah. And as you're ready, let it go. Let it float away. Your heart, imagine your heart lifting up. Eyes too. Ah. All right, shall we blend them? I think we shall. Take a float, float and sink, float and sink. Oh yeah. Come center and pulse. Now, feet are walking, yes? Alternating. Sink. Heavy hands. Alternate. Come across and down. Sink and rise. Sink and float. Notice your inner thighs, everybody. Yeah, rise it up, rise it up. Float to the surface here. Get heavy in the middle. Sink down. Float up. Good. Sink it low. Oh yeah. Yeah, really use your legs. Now 2 feet solid. 2 feet. Check it out. Don't go to sleep on your feet. Beautiful, my friends. Nicely done. And come center. Just check in. So again, you can play with those patterns. You can play in that current. Or you can ride your own. Where do you automatically, without thinking, where do you find the float? And where do you automatically feel the sink? Can you play with some of both? Curiosity, wondering, what does it feel like? Oh, yeah. Yeah, noticing your mind. Where is it landing right now? Is it sinking into what's happening? Or is it floating away in distraction? Noticing that both are totally fine and totally appropriate. Listening to your body for pleasure. Can you sink in a way that feels deeply pleasurable? How can you float and still feel connected? Oh, yeah. Good. All right. So, nice wide stance. Sink your feet deep into the floor and feel your hands. Squeeze and release. Sink and float. Yeah, feel heavy and light in this movement right here. Chin and head. Now check this out. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Heavy, sink down and lighten up. 1, 2, 3. Lighten something, heavy something up. Use your pulse, some kind of pulse. Use your breath to fuel it. This music can make you feel a little heavy. See if you can get underneath it with some breath and some float. Now you can do that 1, 2, 3 lift the way we did, or a little faster. 1, 2, 3, Be carried. Now take that pulse, take it. Can your pelvis both sink and float? Knees sink and float. Good, crown of your head. Good, and take it here, down. Sink down. And float up. 2, 3. And dig. Sink down like a stone falling through water. 1, 2, 3. Float up and sink. And float. 1, 2, 3. One more. Get heavy, everywhere. Sink in, then start to float. Good, your way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Where can you lighten up? Notice your fingers. Can you soften your fingers a little bit, especially on that float? Here comes the pulse. Here it is. Up. Notice your feet. How can your feet sink and float both at the same time? float. And come center. Right on, right on, right on, right on, right on. And then take that and allow your body to teach you something. Allow your body to show you the power, the wisdom of sinking and floating. Use the sound, using your sensation to serve what it feels like to sink and rise. Here it is, sink and float. All parts need to do both. Yeah, and yeah, think about it less. Notice more. Check in. Can my low back, my sacrum both sink and float? What does that feel like? Oh, yeah. Front body, back body, side, find it for you. Feel it as only you can. Investigating your sink and your float. And coming back together, feeling your left foot stepping front and back in a light way and out to the side. Heavy way. This. Front, back, sink. Front, back, sink. Front, back, sink. Float, float, fall. Yeah, light, sink. How does a foot come in contact with the floor? What if there's no right answer? Only your body's way. Feel the pattern for you. Notice when you get entrained in one way to do it. Couple more. And come center. Your right foot turns in and out, in and out. Yeah, do it right here. We sink and float. One more. Get the left foot ready here. Sink and float. Using the toe directions to give different sensation. One more. And let yourself feel the sink and rise, the float and the fall. What does that look like? What does it feel like? Now take your left foot, front, back, back. All right, go heavy here, heavy, and float. Sink down, sink, float. Sink, float. Breathe a little more. Sink your foot, sink your thigh bones. Float your foot, float your thigh bones. Hear the sounds. One more. And center. A little shake out. All right. And just feel and listen. Start by listening inward. It may help to close your eyes or lower your gaze. Notice the direct experience of your body in this moment. Beyond what it looks like, beyond what you think about it. What does it feel like in your skin right now? And allowing yourself to move from there, sinking and floating. Taking your time, experimenting, allowing yourself the opportunity to connect with these two sensations of sink and float that are happening simultaneously all the time. It's the nature of living in gravity and in space. also an excellent time to take your movement into a chair or the floor. It can be a time to experiment with different kinds of balance. Whatever that might look like. The very act of balancing, in whatever shape you take, requires both sinking and floating. Intentionally creating opportunities for yourself to feel both as you're moving. You may uncover, discover, notice part of your body that longs to sink. That longs to let go and drop, to be held and supported. If you notice that, can you respond? As you move, you may uncover, discover, notice part of you that longs to float. To let go and be carried. To be lifted. What happens when we drop the holding and clenching? Allow ourselves possibility to sink whenever it's needed and drop. To float. To ride on whatever is unfolding. To think about it less. To feel it more. use wisdom in your physical form. And there's energy and wisdom in the currents that move around us, the spaces we inhabit. Feeling the possibilities of simultaneously sinking and floating. As you're ready, if you haven't already, invite in some stillness somewhere in your body. Take a shape that allows you to both sink and rise. To both fall and float. Notice if your tendency is to want to even it out, not to really fall, not to really sink into the support, and not to really float. Every breath you take, every breath you've ever taken is a dance of sink and float. Feel it right now. Feel how, as you inhale, parts of you sink and parts of you float. And as you exhale, parts of you sink and parts of you float. Leonardo reminding us the air moves like a river and carries the clouds with it, just as running water carries all the things that float upon it. Friends, begin to stretch and yawn, remembering as we move through the days, as we move through this time, whatever this time is, I guarantee you it is filled with up and down. And while we may be trained to even it out, to subdued the up and down, what happens if we learn to sink and float with grace, open-heartedness, curiosity? So let your palms float up as you inhale, and then exhale. Let them sink like they're sinking, coins sinking through water. Do that again. Inhale. Palms float. Palms sink. One more time. This time when they float, let your palms come together resting at the space between at your third eye, between your eyebrows. Taking a breath of gratitude for yourself and your body and your willingness to practice today. Friends, it makes a difference, and not just to you. Your thumbs come to your heart and let them float a little bit. Looking down at your fingertips or lowering your gaze, dedicating the merit of our practice. May the merit of this practice serve to nourish the seeds and roots of happiness. May the merit of this practice serve to dissolve the seeds and roots of suffering. Take it with you. Out we go, up and down, sinking and floating. I would love to hear how this works for you, what you notice about yourself, and how I can help more. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can do that right below this video. Hit the bell for notifications so you get some notice every time I post something new. And go to my blog, which is focuspocusnow.com. If you subscribe there, you'll also get emails with class schedules and resources and additional thoughts about our anchor of attention. Friends, I am so grateful for you. Thank you for practicing with me. Please let me know how I can help more, and I will see you next time. Mwah!